In the past few months, the big gun debate is being talked about more and more due to recent events. The two sides to this debate are stricter gun control and the other being freedom of owning any gun for protection. The recent demand for stricter gun laws is the result from the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida on February 14, 2018. 19-year-old white male Nicholas Cruz decided to open fire using an illegally bought AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. He killed 17 people, 14 students and 3 staff members, and 14 others were wounded. This school shooting was devastating. The students were greatly affected, and what is different about the situation is that the demand for change has a very teenage face. These students are causing a huge effect on our country. On March 24th, we had the March for Our Lives. It was led by students from Stoneman Douglas with their organization Never Again and the Everytown for Gun Safety Association. 1.2 million protesters went to Washington, D.C. to promote gun violence awareness and support of gun control. Many other participants around America took a stand at high schools and at state capitals. Enough is enough. We want to make our schools safer and free from fear. Some of the main demands are universal comprehensive background checks, high-capacity magazine ban, and finally, assault weapons ban. There have been 1,624 mass shootings in the past 5 years. No other developed nation comes close to the rate of U.S. gun violence. Japan has some of the world's most restrictive gun laws. Almost no residents own guns. If they do, they have to go through background checks and mental illness tests and tell the government how they're going to store their gun. In Norway, civilians are allowed to own guns, but the law for storage of firearms are very strict. In Australia, after their country's worst mass shootings, the government introduced several gun control laws. Through a series of amendments in the 20th century, the United Kingdom government has managed to restrict the ownership of all automatic firearms, as well as the majority of self-loading firearms. In Canada, their firearms are divided into 3 groups: restricted, non-restricted, and prohibited. Then in China, gun ownership is strictly regulated. Civilians are not authorized to have guns and can even face life imprisonment if caught trafficking firearms. Statistics have shown in other countries that reducing guns prevents homicides. But could it work in America? When there's a gun in a criminal's hand, they do what they want with it. Unfortunately, some result in mass shootings. What counts as a mass shooting is if at least 4 people are either injured or killed by a gunman. The Las Vegas shooting occurred on the night of Sunday, October 1st around 10 p.m. when a gunman opened fire on a crowd of concert goers at the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival on the Las Vegas Strip in Nevada. 58 people were killed and around 500 were injured. 64-year-old Stephen Paddock fired more than 1,100 rounds from his suite on the 32nd floor of a nearby hotel. And about an hour after he fired his last shot, he was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His motive remains unknown. The incident is the deadliest mass shooting committed by an individual in the United States. It reignited the debate of gun laws because he used bumped fire stocks that turned his semi-automatic rifles into nearly fully automatic weapons. In rating, the Orlando nightclub massacre follows with 49 deaths and 53 injured. 2007 Virginia Tech massacre, 33 dead. 2012 Sandy Hook Elementary, 28 dead. 2017 Texas church shooting, 27 dead, including a newborn child. And many more can be named.
We only got one.
So what if we were to remove assault weapons such as the AR-15? The other side of the debate is that removing certain guns from people threatens the Second Amendment, the right to keep and bear arms. The organization that protects these guns is the NRA. In times of distress, protesters are blaming the NRA for availability of guns. The NRA sells, protects, and makes money off of guns. So is this organization to blame? This is a video of a member of the NRA.
What do you think about the movement that has begun since the shooting at Parkland?
Do I agree with everything? No. But do I see why there's a rising up, I guess? Yeah. The NRA itself is not what's wrong. The president is not what's wrong. The law-abiding citizens are not what's wrong. When you put a gun in a criminal's hand, they can do what they want with it.
With people who are within the gun control debate, what do you think you would agree with them on?
Stronger background checks, definitely. I think that's something that is a universal need. I think that's what everyone's trying to agree on right now.
Does the thought of assault rifles being banned threaten the Second Amendment, in your opinion?
Yes, I think it does threaten the Second Amendment.
So making laws that will take away guns will be ineffective because criminals will always find a way to obtain guns, and that will leave good people defenseless. Some other talked about solutions are raise the age to legally buy a gun, reduce the firearm access to youth and individuals who are not at risk of harming themselves or others, control over marketing and sales of gun and ammunition, engage in responsible gun dealers and owners, and have mandatory training and licensing for owners, and require safe and secure gun storage. But what do you think? The availability of technology is what made Parkland different, because we can easily voice and share our opinions. And change can happen easily when we get together on social media. We can make the change.